Episode number 235. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We have Wonder Woman in the Absolute Universe number 7 and Solomon Kane number 2. Let's check them out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanca, an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yep, working on a second film now. I just wrapped on the first one and jumping into the second one on a low-budget level. Happy to be working. And yeah, we're going to jump into these comics. Remember to give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you can. If you can subscribe, please do. Ring that bell, ding, ding. And also remember to share this this video out there as well so people know what's coming up in Marvel and DC, as well as the independents, and whether it's going to hit their screen in the future. Also, I am on Amazon. If you'd like to check out anything that I've written, just go to Amazon.com and type in my name, or you can go and click in the description below and you'll see the link in there. I have a 4-novel quadrilogy series, sci-fi, called Destiny Aurora. It's also on Audible, and was made into a board game, an RPG, and a graphic novel. All my books are on Kindle. I also have Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch, my fantasy novel, which I'm also looking to possibly put that into Audible as well. I have a Holocaust biography called Escape from Berlin, a Sixth Sense horror ghost story called The Awakening. I'm working on a new book right now and a new comic that is looking really, really good, called Fairy Tales of Terror. Very excited about getting that out. The artwork is just looking phenomenal. All right, so let's jump into Wonder Woman. This is Absolute Wonder Woman, because the regular Wonder Woman title is actually pretty bad. The artwork in the regular series is very good, but it's written by Tom King, and it just has been horrible. Kelly Thompson is very hit and miss. She wrote Captain Marvel for 50 issues, and I got all 50, and some of them were good, some of them were really bad, really bad, to the point where I gave it a 1. So she's very hit or miss, and even here she's very hit and miss. However, now that Sherman, whatever, the original artist, is gone, I don't know if he's gone permanently. I kind of hope he is, because his artwork did not fit this at all. And we got a second artist in here, but just for these 2 issues. I really wish that he was on the entire time, because he's really, really elevating the storyline. But the difference between this and the regular story, or the regular Diana from the regular Wonder Woman title, is that she was raised in hell by Cersei, who is her mother in this. Not her biological mother, but the mother that raised her. We have no idea why Zeus was angry with the Amazons, but he stole her and threw her into hell. So she ended up with Steve Trevor, ended up being in hell too. See, that's why I'm saying sometimes she just throws shit out there. She decided that she was going to help him get out of hell by cutting off her own arm in a sacrifice. So she has a magical arm. Sometimes she has a mechanical arm. It's kind of all over the place. But anyway, in this one, this particular story, she's in hell. She's in the other part of hell, I guess, run by Hades. And Hades has now, I guess he got pissed off that she left or whatever. So he after she had killed a kaiju, he brought her back into hell and is trying to, I guess, teach her a lesson. So that's where we are right now. He also has Cersei as a captive. But it starts out with, look at the artwork, is just phenomenal right there. It starts out with her talking to Persephone as a child, and Persephone is telling her about this tree that she planted, and she's like, is it really a tree? And it's like, well, not really yet, but it's going to grow into something great just like you. So we get that. And then we go into this cage fight type of situation where Persephone and Hades are, I guess, dating. I don't know. But the tiger there is a chimera walking on two legs. I thought that was very, very interesting because usually a chimera is on four legs. But I found that very, very interesting. I like the idea and the design work on that. But then we go into Circe having a conversation with one of the gods, and basically, trying to beg for her daughter, etc., and what was going to happen with her. And she actually brings up the fact that Persephone does that they should not. I guess Hades has the ability of turning on and off magic, but leaves the arm attached. So at least Kelly Thompson did address why it wasn't turned off. Then we have this reading of The Lady and the Tiger, but I wish that, because it was a very good idea to use that as part of the story, but it doesn't really connect. And she gave herself a huge opportunity here and then fumbled it. I don't know how you do that. But the battle continues here, which of course Hades is betting on the chimera, and Persephone is like, yeah, I don't think you should bet everything on the chimera. And of course Diana ends up winning, and Hades is like, why are you so powerful? It's very interesting. And then you can see that Circe is in like some kind of a Hannibal Lecter type mask. And she says, fine, if you leave, the only thing is that you're going to be leaving your mother behind and you will never see her again. But there's some kind of loophole that she finds where she can see her mother every 2 months or something to that effect. And that's where that ends. So it doesn't really have... It kind of feels very rushed. It doesn't feel like this has any bearing on the story whatsoever, except for the fact that it deals with Hades. That's the only thing I can see. Otherwise, it doesn't really do anything. It just has really good artwork. I still really liked it. I liked the battle. I liked the chimera. And I'd like to see where we're going to go from here and who the regular artist is going to be. Of course, it can never be made into a film because Wonder Woman's like benched right now. All right, so let's move into Solomon Kane. When I did my Zatanna review, you'll remember me saying that some, but not many, artists can write, and they should just stay in their lane. Well, here is one of those exceptions where I can say I'm wrong. So this is written and drawn and colored by the same guy, Patrick Zurcher. It says writer, artist, and colorist. And it is a very verbose book. It has a lot of text. I mean, it took me a little while to read it. And I can say that he did an amazing job of putting this together. I mean, this is really a beautiful book. Nothing suffers. The art doesn't suffer. And the story doesn't suffer. That's very highly unusual. So this is the story of Solomon Kane. He was like on a pirate raid onto a ship, and he ended up killing a passenger instead of the captain. And as the guy was dying, he said, you have to go to Venice, and you have to deliver this to this guy. So he's like, oh, damn it. So as soon as he gets to Venice, they know that he's got this thing, so he's being hunted as well. But meanwhile, they also, in Africa, they found a body that was decomposed, but you could tell it was like a serpent. And that's the skull right there that they end up finding. And this is the priest that's kind of leading this conversion of this village. And the shaman shows up, which is, I mean, look at the detail in that. But the shaman ends up introducing him to his doppelganger, and they basically self-combust the priest, and the other guy takes his place. I mean, look at that picture of Solomon Kane. That's just amazing. So he's just waiting for them to come in. So he had like barge into their house, and he's like, "Don't worry, don't worry." So he explains to the person that he met, and because they didn't recognize the statue, and he tells them like a little story. The guy does of the serpent ring, of which the statue is supposed to be attached to. So they have no idea how to use this thing, and she says, "Well, give it to me," and she breaks it, and inside is a map, supposedly to the serpent's ring. But then these two guys show up, and this was the guy that was funding the whole ship that the thing got stolen off. And he fights for a little bit, and he says, you know what? I could use a guy like you. We need somebody with the brains of you guys. Why don't we all just team up and do an expedition to Africa, which is where the map is leading to, and we'll all find the ring together. So meanwhile, back in Africa, the guy has taken over the priest's place, and of course the whole church has been fried because of the self-combustion. And you can see that the guy's eyes are serpent-like right there. And then it goes on to the ship. I mean, look at the artwork. It's just beautiful. This is a really, really well laid out book. Absolutely. I mean, look at the face on the girl there. Just phenomenal. Look at the port. I mean, the amount of detail in there is great. So they get into the port, and there's slaves there, and the guy warns Solomon Kane not to break the binds of the slaves, or else they're going to be inundated with like 40 guys about wanting to kill them. So he's like, oh, it's just, I can barely sit here and not do anything. So they get into a fight in the bar, including the girl, and he says, you're doing a great job, just don't step on my hat. I thought that was a really good, little dispersion in there. So anyway, they actually get all the way to Africa in this issue. And again, you see the priest with the serpent eyes. Just really, really good stuff here. And so it's not really taking its time. In the second issue, boom, we're already in Africa by the end of the second issue. So like some books would like, oh, they're on the voyage, and the voyage is going to take 3 issues. Nope, he's like, let's just go for it. And I really appreciate that without the dawdling, of Tom Taylor, who would have, taken this thing and made it 40 issues. I would love to see another Solomon Kane movie. So far, this would make a great movie. It's really, really cinematic and things like that. The original Solomon Kane movie was good. If you haven't seen it, it is streaming somewhere. But I would love to see another one. Really, really good stuff. And Absolute Wonder Woman. I haven't really found a storyline that would make a good movie in here anyway. But as I said, they're not even, Wonder Woman's on the bench anyway for all the DC movies. In fact, if Superman doesn't do well, there will be no DC universe. And James Gunn will be out of a job. So there's that. Especially after we heard what the storyline is for Superman. I hope that is incorrect. I hope that is wrong. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me that like, give me that subscribe if you can, ring that bell, ding ding. Share this video out there, and if you'd like to check out something I've written, go to Amazon.com and type my name in. All right, I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.